In the 8th century, the world would learn to fear a single word: Vikings. But their story is not just about blood and blades. It is also about trade, faith, art, and the courage to push the known world to its very edge. The Vikings were not one single people with one king or one country. They were communities of warriors, farmers, craftsmen, and merchants from the north, mainly from what is now Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. The word Viking does not strictly mean a people, but rather one who goes on an expedition, often by sea. At first, they were simple farmers, herders, and fishermen. But fertile land was scarce, the population was growing, and the hunger for wealth and fame pushed more young men to look toward the sea. Beyond the horizon lay villages, cities, rich monasteries, and trade routes. Why did they set out into the world? Historians mention several reasons for the Viking expansion: lack of fertile land in Scandinavia, pushing them to search for new territories; desire for wealth and prestige are respected. Warrior was expected to return home with booty, slaves, and stories. Internal conflicts and ambitious leaders who sought fortune abroad. Advances in shipbuilding, which allowed them to travel farther and faster than anyone else of their time. The ship's the heart of Viking civilization. Picture a long, narrow ship with a single square sail, dozens of oars, and a carved dragon's head on the prow. These long ships were the secret weapon of the Vikings. Light, fast, and flexible, they could sail both on open seas and on shallow rivers. Their ships could cross vast oceans, from Scandinavia to North America, move along rivers like the Seine, Volga, or Neva, reaching deep into the heart of Europe and Russia, be dragged over land to bypass obstacles and connect different river systems. Without these ships, the Vikings would have remained northern farmers. With them, they became global explorers. The first raids the world discovers the fury of the north. One date stands out: 793 AD, when Vikings attacked the monastery of Lindisfarne on the English coast. The monks, used to silence and prayer, suddenly faced tall, armed warriors carrying axes, swords, and round shields. The attack shocked Europe. It was not just the violence, but also the boldness. The Vikings struck where no one expected quickly, precisely, then disappeared back to sea. In the following decades, raids multiplied. They hit the coasts of England, Ireland, Scotland, and France. They plundered monasteries and coastal towns. They took slaves, gold, silver, jewelry, fine fabrics. To many medieval chroniclers, the Vikings were the scourge of God, a punishment sent upon Christians. But reality was more complex. Not just warriors, Vikings as traders and settlers. Although remembered as raiders, the Vikings were also skilled merchants. Along the same routes where they plundered, they traded furs, wax, honey, iron, and slaves from the north and east, in exchange for silver, wine, spices, fine cloth, and jewelry. They established important trading centers such as Hedeby in present-day Denmark, Birka in Sweden, Koppang in Norway. In the east, the Vikings, often called Varangians, sailed down rivers to the Black Sea and Constantinople, which they called Miklagard, the great city. Some of them became the elite bodyguards of the Byzantine emperors, the famous Varangian Guard. In the west, they settled Iceland, where they created a society with public assemblies. The Althing, one of the oldest parliaments in the world. Greenland, under the leadership of Eric the Red. And, for a short time, North America, in a place known today as L'Anse aux Meadows in Canada, Vinland in the sagas. Centuries before other European explorers, Vikings had already reached the shores of the New World. Everyday life more than helmets and axes. Behind the legends, Vikings were ordinary people with complex lives. Viking women had a relatively high status for their time. They could own land, manage the household, and, in the man's absence, make important decisions. Some were merchants, and some may even have been warriors. According to certain archaeological findings, their religion was polytheistic. They believed in gods such as Odin, god of wisdom and war; Thor, god of thunder and protector of mankind; Freya, goddess of love and fertility; and many others, living in Asgard. Their world was held together by Yggdrasil, the cosmic tree, and their ultimate fate was Ragnarok, the end of the world, when gods and monsters would clash in a final battle. Their art was full of intricate patterns, knots, stylized animals, dragons carved in wood, metal, and stone. The dark side, slavery, and violence. We cannot romanticize everything. Viking society was harsh. They practiced slavery. Their slaves were called thralls, captured in raids or bought in markets. Their attacks could be extremely violent, involving burning, executions, and terror. Their honor codes included blood feuds, duels, and vendettas. Some tales mention warriors called berserkers, who supposedly entered a wild, uncontrollable rage in battle, as if possessed, a blend of myth and reality. Christianization and the end of the Viking Age. Gradually, contact with Christian Europe and Byzantium changed the Viking world. Many northern rulers converted to Christianity to strengthen their power and improve relations with neighboring kingdoms. In England and France, instead of raids, came treaties, settlements, and intermarriage. The northern realms slowly united under Christian kings. The laws changed, and the great Viking raids became rarer. A symbolic date is 1066, with the Battle of Stamford Bridge, when the Norwegian king Harald Hardrada was defeated in England. Many historians see this year as the end of the Viking Age. The Vikings did not vanish as a people. They transformed. They became Danes, Norwegians, Swedes, Icelanders, European nations with Christian rulers, towns, and written laws. The legacy of the Vikings. Today, their legacy lives on in languages. Many English words come from Old Norse sky, egg, knife, window, and others. Place names across England, Ireland, France, and Russia. Myths and stories from Thor and Loki to Ragnarok. Popular culture, TV series, films, video games, novels. Beyond all this, the Vikings remain a symbol of an age when people dared to cross the limits of the known world, sometimes paying with blood, sometimes earning glory. Their history is not just the story of northern pirates. It is the story of a people who learned to navigate between sword and trade, between old gods and new faith, between tradition and change. A story of cold waves, helmets and shields, but also of markets, words, laws, and ideas that helped shape the world we live in today.